Alright, I've been getting a lot of questions about Infinity War, so today I've got some of the answers to all of those super spoilerly questions you guys have for me. Is spoilerly a word? I don't think spoilerly is a word. So warning, there are spoilers, lots of spoilers. Like the questions I'm about to answer will spoil the entire movie for you. Also, I'm going to keep these answers as brief as I can, but some of these may warrant whole videos themselves. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let the spoilers begin. Is everyone dead? Technically, yes. Now, in the comics and the movie, the rules of the Soul Stone are quite confusing at times as to who actually gets absorbed into it and who doesn't. We've seen it kill many people, but we've only ever seen a few people actually get trapped inside of it. Right now, those people appear to be Hank Pym and Gamora in the comics. So it's safe to assume that since we've only seen Gamora in what appears to be the Soul Realm in the movie, everyone is in fact officially dead. But keep in mind, this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe and there's already movies planned, like Spider-Man 2, Black Panther 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is announced. So you can go ahead and assume that unless Marvel intends on only doing prequels to Infinity War from this point forward, yeah, they're most likely going to be coming back. Who is actually left alive? Well, it appears the original Avengers are left to save the day. We have Captain America, we have Iron Man, we have Thor, Hulk, and Black Widow. We're most likely going to get Hawkeye as well, and they're going to bring together the original team that kicked off this amazing 10-year franchise for the Marvel movies. There's also a possibility of characters like Ant-Man who weren't in this movie, and we also know that Captain Marvel was implied at the end of the movie in the post-credits scene, and we also know that she's gonna kind of come back and save the day. Where are Hawkeye and Ant-Man if they weren't in this movie? So it was actually a bit of a shock to not see Hawkeye in this movie at all. We do know two things. Jeremy Renner was on set, and they were supposed to be filming both of these movies literally back to back, Avengers 3 and 4. We also found out that Jeremy Renner has actually fractured both of his arms on the set of another movie entitled Tag. So due to his injuries and due to Paul Rudd filming Ant-Man and Wasp, neither of them were in Avengers 3. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to see either of them in Avengers 4. Jeremy Renner has already teased the Hawkeye costume, and the Russos have even teased a Hawkeye plot. It just means that his appearance in 3 wasn't possible, and we can write in something like his family was killed off between the movies to give him a reason to return. Where are VALKYRIE and KORG from Thor Ragnarok? Well, they weren't shown in the movie at all. They didn't even get a quick death scene, and they didn't even get mentioned with the rest of the Asgardians, but Thor did state that half of his people died on that ship. Since they were on their way to Earth, and there's only half of their people that are dead, it would appear that perhaps VALKYRIE and KORG are off with the rest of the Asgardians. And since the actress, Tessa Thompson, was spotted on the set of Avengers 4, that is probably the most obvious answer. Who will become Black Panther? At the end of the movie, T'Challa vanishes along with half of the universe. Now, one thing that I can't seem to find any concrete confirmation on is the fact that we don't know if there's going to be a time jump with Avengers 4 or if it's going to pick up right where Avengers 3 left off. Since the Russos have stated that they want both movies to feel like separate movies and not just one long movie, there's a safe assumption that there will be some form of time jump. With T'Challa dead, who's going to take up the mantle to protect Wakanda as the Black Panther? Because in the comics, Black Panther is the nation's protector and the mantle gets passed on quite frequently whenever he steps down. Historically, it's normally Shuri, but I find her a bit young in this series of movies to take the mantle right now. But there are other strong characters who could consider it. Why did Doctor Strange sacrifice the Time Stone for Tony Stark and not do any number of things that we know that he can do? Well, it all comes down to him looking into the future, that little weird head thing he did in the movie, stating that there's only one possibility that leads to their success. That timeline must have involved saving Tony and sacrificing half of the universe. For now. With the power of the Gauntlet, it is possible to just reverse everything and bring everyone back to life. My and many other people's assumptions is that Strange saw past the death of everyone to the path that wins. And in those 14 million attempts to save the entire galaxy, he must have tried everything from the Dormammu, I come to bargain, to just straight out destroying the stone. Are Loki, Vision, Gamora, and Heimdall gone for good? If you look at the 4 names that died before the Infinity Stone actually killed everyone, there's one theme in common. None of them are 100% human, and none of them died a truly natural cause. Loki and Heimdall are both Asgardians, and there are a number of ways that they can be brought back yet again. Vision is an android, and it was established that he should survive without the Mind Stone. Plus, the dude gets broken all the time in the comics. His mind was just shattered and no surrender, and he was rebuilt. So there's that answer. As for Gamora, never trust anything anything done with the Infinity Stones. Plus, it would be kind of odd for her to die between Guardians 2 and 3. Was the Infinity Gauntlet destroyed after he wiped out half of the galaxy? The amount of power needed to wipe out half the universe is most likely immense. This most likely at least temporarily damaged the Gauntlet. The Infinity Stones themselves are literally Infinity Stones, so I highly doubt that they're going to be removed from Avengers 4's plot. We've already seen with enough Avengers they can subdue Thanos without the power of the Gauntlet when they held him back on Titan. So that would make for a cruddy Avengers 4 fight if the stones were gone and they just fought Thanos. The most logical answer is showing the Gauntlet damaged gives Thanos a reason to retreat instead of finishing off the rest of Earth's heroes. I mean, if Thor just practically cut you in half, wouldn't you want to at least like, oh, I wiped out half the galaxy, let me snap again and get rid of this guy? Or it just looked cool to make it burn that way. The Gauntlet itself was just made to house the stones, it wasn't made by the stones to withstand it. Red Skull, care to explain that, Comicstorian? Simple. He never died in the Captain America the First Avenger movie, and he in fact was teleported to guard the Soul Stone. This, in my opinion, is not something to bring him back into the movie fold, but a way to shut down every fan theory. Ever since that Captain America movie, the fan community has gone insane theorizing what happened to him and where is he, and when we'll get him back. The honest answer is that we weren't ever going to get him back. Hugo Weaving said that he didn't enjoy the process of getting into the makeup and doesn't enjoy blockbuster films, and therefore would not be revisiting his role as Red Skull. So in order to tie up one of the largest plot threads left open in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they had to give us some form of an answer. And the answer is that he was whisked away and left to guard the Soul Stone. Now, people are already speculating that he'll return in some fashion, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think that this is just a way to answer one of the biggest plot holes in the franchise as a whole. Where was Thanos at the end of the movie? If it follows the comic books, he pretty much became Farmer Thanos. Whenever he gets what he wants, he just kind of quietly retires and goes off to do whatever the Mad Titan does. Or he goes and raises an army. We've seen multiple directions that he's taken whenever he wins, and this just looks like it's falling in line with Farmer Thanos. Maybe he went to Gamora's homeworld as a tribute to his daughter. What was up with the Hulk not coming out? Well, if you were the strongest one alive, or at least you thought you were, and then you were instantly smacked around, wouldn't you be a little scared? Or maybe he's trying to show like, Banner can't control me. Although that would be a weird time to do that when you know the entire galaxy is going to be destroyed. I think this is a part of the 3-movie arc that was hinted at by Feige. You see, since the film rights of Hulk actually rest with Universal, Marvel themselves cannot self-produce a Hulk movie. They have to do it with Universal, just like they did the Spider-Man thing with Sony. But what they have said is that they're going to give us a 3-movie arc for the Hulk, putting him into other movies. And that could very easily be Thor Ragnarok, Avengers 3, Avengers 4. There's our 3-movie arc involving Banner and Hulk coming to grips with what they need to do. Did Tony take Thanos' blood on purpose? Now, if you remember the movie, Stark hit Thanos with everything, only drawing 1 drop of blood. The question that I've been asked is, was that intentional, since Thanos says, all of that for only 1 drop of blood? Well, we have no evidence if that line could be something important, implying that Tony intended this, or if this is a way to show that Thanos can take everything from Iron Man and withstand it easily. It's a cool fan theory, though, that Tony did that intentionally, and I don't think we'll get any answers to that until Avengers 4. And those are the biggest questions that I've been asked up until now. Now go ahead and fill those comments with spoilers because I'm gonna make a second round of this video if we get enough questions. Also, I have a ton of other things I wanna do, like my theories for Avengers 4, how I would fix Avengers 3 because it's not the most perfect movie, and various things like that. So let me know in the comments down below what you wanna see next, and I will see you guys next time right here at Comicstorian.